Welcome back to where Uncle Jack walks. It's 20 minutes of Blackburn Rovers chat, and there's one thing on these three Rovers' minds this week. What on earth is the transfer policy at Blackburn Rovers? Becoming a selling club. The heart and the soul has been ripped out in the last 3 weeks, and what have we replaced it with? Well, time will tell, but it doesn't look great. Thanks for joining us. We've got Jason, Tom, and of course Mark back with us, not only to talk about that, but also talk about that very strange result against Norwich. A Norwich fan said it was the luckiest 2-0 win they've ever had in their lives. We'll get the panel's view on that as well. Plus, we've had lots of exits. What do we think to all those? And we've got a couple of new faces to talk about as well. Let's jump straight into it then, shall we? Right, Jason. Yeah. What is the transfer policy of Blackburn Rovers FC?
I'm going to start with a stat that I gathered literally minutes before we come on here, and it was so far this summer we have shipped out 1,745 English appearances in English football. We have brought in 148, and that is being generous, including the two that Tavares had at Leicester in the Premier League. So I scraped the barrel to get them in there, and that is a big worry for me. It's like I like the policy that we're not letting contracts run down. We've been whinging about that for years, and I get that. But you've got to replace experience, especially in a division like the Championship, and that's what we've not done. It's like we've shipped out, took the money, and found a cheaper option. The Dom Iron one, which is sort of right at the depth of the window, is a strange one to let that happen when we've I mean, considering we've just had a centre back sent off. So who's going to be? It baffles me. I get the taking the money, not wearing contract. They said it wouldn't happen again, but I didn't think it'd happen like this. They've just not replaced what they've let go. Even it had two old players with some experience, just one or two of them, we just haven't got them in, and that's the worry for me.
Yeah, I saw one Rovers fan, Mark, say it's stealth asset stripping, that you sell off what you can, replace it with a cheaper version, and pocket the change. Do you see it a bit like that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this ownership's proved that since they've been in. You go back to when they took over in the Premier League days. I've probably mentioned it before, but we're going back. This has been an ongoing thing for 15 years. So the club will come out and they'll say, "Oh, well, we have spent this amount of money," but they've not. They don't take into account what they're bringing back in, and obviously with all the wages that they're getting rid of. But that's exactly what they're doing. It's just asset stripping. They're getting all the highest earners off the wage bill. And then obviously, like Jason just said, obviously what we're replacing with is lack of experience, gone into the foreign market, probably not anywhere near the wages that they're on. I think the worrying thing is that, it's okay, like Jason said, obviously, it's one of them that if you've got players that the contract's running down, like Don Hyam, and an offer comes in today, I think 2.7 million, yeah, I get that, it's a good deal and you've got to take it. But the worrying thing is, throughout this summer, is why are these players not wanting to extend the stay? So that's the main concern for me. But yeah, it's worrying. It's been a trend that's happened at the club over the last 15 years. And there's just no ambition, a complete lack of ambition. And this season's going to be a struggle.
Tom,
I'm going to try and get some positives out of this.
This is going to be good. So.
What the boys have just said there is spot on. The recruitment policy has massively changed this year, and we have got rid of some major players in that team, and it's almost like the core of the team has been ripped out. Players like John Buckley, who have been there for 20 years. Now, I know, albeit he was a squad player, that's going to be a massive impact, I think, in that dressing room. Someone like him going. Lewis Travis as well, not wanting to sign on, and he loved the club. There's those major concerns, as the boys have just said there. I saw a comment on Instagram or X the other day about Travis leaving and him being a snake, and then Sam Smodic actually piped up and said, "You don't know what's happening behind the scenes," or something to those effects. And I think we're not going to really ever know what's going on at Rovers until the players retire, and they can really open the can of worms. Having said that, some of the players that have come in, they do excite me a little bit. It is a bit into the unknown, and it is a massive gamble. It is a huge risk that most likely will not pay off. I mean, we've got Inigo Goodjohnson's son this week. This Andre Goodjohnson as a striker. He looks quite exciting. We've had a few players come in. I mean, this Ryoya Morishita looks a real character from Japan. I've never heard of him either. We've got players that can excite, I think, but it's like the like-for-like quality. Time will tell, and as Mark and Jason have just tested to it is very, very concerning, because you can't replace championship quality players with foreign imports who don't know the league, who are they come from like Ghent, or like they come from the first division in these other countries, but it's a totally different game in England, and we quickly get found out. I think the whole game perhaps papered over some of the cracks and gave us a false sense of security here, but we've got to try and string some results together, because we have played well. We should have scored a couple of goals against Norwich, and we were so unlucky really in that game. Carver should have buried his chance. We just switched off at the back with a stupid red card, and we've said last season how good Josh Sargent is, and we know to watch him. But there's not all doom and gloom. We are playing well in parts. It's just about, can we gel as a team with so many new faces through the door?
Yeah, we'll come on to the Norwich game in a minute, I promise. Just on this, Jason, on the flip side, some people have said, look, don't get too upset about Derby taking, half our squad, because the players they're taking are those that we've had their best years from them. Some are slow, some are aging, some are on high wages. So, see it as a positive. And it was summed up here by, George says, look, in relation to Derby signing this week, Diaz is a donkey. And Travis is asleep for 85 minutes in the game. So thank you for recycling our past squad who never hit the playoffs. Can you take a little bit of solace in those fans having taken them views that actually these exits aren't all that bad?
I think the Dolan one's worrying. Britain's worrying for me, because they would be. Travis is worrying with the fact that he held the position of captain for the team, and it that can't have a positive effect on the team. Your captain wanting out, your captain. So that. But I think the likes of Vyman would have been lucky to get another season, and Bath would have been lucky to get another season like we got last season out of them. He did pick up Vyman picked up quite a bad knee injury towards the end of last season as well, so we don't know how his recovery from that's been. So it would have been a gamble to sign him on for another year. Danny Burt was brilliant last year. Would we get that again out of him? Again, they'd have been gamble signings for another year for me, and would have been hoping we got another season. But their experience in the dressing room would have been absolute. I think that's what worries me most, is now we've got, you look at that starting 11 now, or you look at the first 15 names that will go on the squad sheet, they don't really know each other. And it's like a big reset for me, and it's a big reset of a lot of players who don't really know what English football's about. It's the replacing the proven players with hopefuls. It's like Tom said, it's a massive gamble. But I think some of them players, I'm not massively worried about losing, other than the experience side of it. I think from a quality side, I think Bert and Vyman would have been a bit of a gamble to give them another season, and would have just hoped we'd have got the same season out of them. But no, Travis, Dolan and Britain, the big losses for experience and for quality for me.
Okay. Stablers at the end, we're going to be asking these guys about derbies this season. Are you missing Burnley? Just to give you a bit of excitement to look forward to. And the third kit as well. We're going to review that at the end as well. Let's jump into Norwich. Then strange old game until the red card. Look at Mark Adams' take on it. How long before questions are asked of this bloke? He's such a poor manager. But I suppose he was cheap, and that's all that matters for him. And it's the first time in that Norwich game that I've found fans on social media calling out the manager. Can he be blamed for any of the losses so far this season?
Oh, no, again, I think this is what I mean. Obviously, we've got quite a split fan base, and I think obviously a lot of the fans obviously turn to the owners and the way the club is being run, and then a lot of fans always look at the manager, and we can't keep blaming managers. And I think again we're 4 games in, and again like we've just been talking about for the last 10 minutes, we've had a lot of players that have gone out the door, a lot of experience. He's got a brand new team basically now that he's got to gel and got to get bonded, and so I don't think you can blame the manager at all. I think until things settle down, I think again we'll obviously after the international break we've got a few key games coming up, and like Tom alluded to earlier, we need to start putting points on the board and quick. So again, if we get to October, we'll have a bit more of an idea where we are. But for me, I won't be pointing the finger at the manager. If anything, if I was Ismail, I'd be doing probably what Eustace did, and probably think, what's going on behind the scenes here. And it wouldn't surprise me if we have another manager walk out at some stage towards the end of this season. So I'm not pointing any fingers at Ismail at this moment. No, definitely not.
The common denominator, Mark, isn't there?
It's
the owners. That's the thing.
Managers.
Yeah. I'm not having all these managers are failing and are walking out because there's a common denominator. But it's just our laugh. We've been like this for years, haven't we? We're sort of used to it now.
Okay. All right, let's focus on the players a bit more then, shall we? Tom, a binary answer for you here to this tweet, please. Sam says Cargbo is nowhere near good enough. Way off it.
I like Cargbo. I can totally see that chap's opinion, because I like him because he's direct and he has a go. But there's not really an end product at the moment that we're seeing. It's all well and good trying to take on a defender and get the fans off the seat, which is great to see, and he does attack. But sometimes he gets a bit caught under his feet and he doesn't make the right decision, and he should have scored against Norwich. There was 2 chances there which he should have scored, and that would have just changed the game. Having said that, I think give him a chance again. People forget he was injured last season. He came in January. It's a new country for him, a new culture, and people are quick to point the finger when someone doesn't hit the ground running. They need time to embed into the team, and as the boys have all said, it's a huge turnaround of players, of staff, and it's going to take time. Whether or not we have time this year, I still think there's going to be 3 teams worse than Rovers, and I do like Harbour. I think he's our best option on that wing. Rather than, I know we give Hedges a lot of flack, but this season he has been playing well. He has been more direct and going forward. But I like Harbour in that sense that he won't pass the ball sideways or backwards. He'll have a go, and I don't mind him losing the ball if he's trying to be direct and trying to make something happen when the game's had a bit of a stalemate. So no, I do like Carbo, and I'll give him a run in the team.
Jason, cheers, Tom. Some people said in the first half you played like the away team, and it's not what they want to see when it's a home game. Was that giving Norwich a bit too much respect? They've just lost 2 at home. They're not pulling up trees.
Sargent just kept getting chance after chance after chance, and there's one where he turned the defender, and you could see it coming a mile away. He absolutely signposted what he was going to do, and he just fell for it. And I think it was Dom Iron, when he just fell for it, and it just, you can't give Sargent's lethal when you're not marking him proper, and that's what we didn't do. Thought second half we offered a lot more, and like Tom said, we should have scored. Carbo should have scored. Edges had a good chance, but the old game does cloud it. The result does, but the fact of the matter is that could have been 10-0 that game. The chances we had that game, we still missed a hatful of chances that game. We were just lucky we scored 3 of them, because we're getting chances. We're just not scoring them. But I think first half we were. I agree. I think we did we terrified of them, and I don't know what that was all about. But second half we were better, considering we had 10 men as well. But
thing is, if we can get in a goal scorer,
that's
the thing. If we can get someone who can score, that's why I'm quite this Good Johnson lad coming in. He's not really getting a sniff at the moment though, which is a bit bizarre. But if we can get someone to finish these chances, it won't be as doom and gloom.
I'm absolutely miffed out. A guy 6'4", 6'5", like Gay is, has no
Yeah.
presence up front. How can
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have no presence? They bought him for one reason only: corners, set pieces. That's what they got him for. And he is useless in
Yeah.
the air. And I wish he'd have gone to Aberdeen and Motherwell or wherever he'd have gone at, because
He's not the answer. Yeah. He's not the
I mean,
answer.
look at Oashi's having a shot from halfway line. That's what we've resorted to. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah, I thought it was going in for a second then as well.
Yeah.
But no, we need. I'm hoping this Good Johnson has a bit of presence about him. But he's 23. You know, we need him to hit the ground running and live off his dad's hype, because that's all we've got at the moment, haven't we?
And that's
I
the
miss
thing.
Sam
We're
Gallagher.
just relying on that, aren't we? Though it's just, it's a gamble, isn't it? You know, and is it going to pay off? Is it not? And again, he's a young lad, never played in the Championship before. Listen, I hope he comes in and hits the ground running, but I'm not sure. I can't see where the goals are coming from.
It's so negative today, lads, isn't it? It's so doom and gloom.
Shame it was okay, though. I mean, yeah, I remember that debut against Derby, wasn't it, last season? And yeah, you were all buzzing about him, going, it's going to be a next big thing. Yeah. Before we move on, Mark, Corey Evans, since we last spoke, has retired. 219 appearances. Yeah. I'm sure you all wish him well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Evans was a vital part of the League One squad that got us back into the Championship. A very key player under Mowbray, trusted player. Always did a job. Yeah, wish him nothing but good luck. Hopefully, he goes into coaching, something like that. But fond memories of him at Rovers.
Okay. Right, Tom, it's Watford next then, away from home, and Ishmael gets reunited with another of his old clubs. They're going to give him a good reception. We've already checked on that because they've not got any bad word to say about him, really. Thought he was a decent manager, but the Pozzos didn't think so. Away from home, you've looked better than at home. Do you see this one as, would you take a point now, or do you think you need to just be a bit braver?
I think you take a point, because we've got to stop the rust right a little bit. But like those that don't watch the Blackburn games in their entirety and just see a snapshot of the scoreline, it can give a false impression of what's going on, because we have been playing well in parts. We are leaking goals, and there are some, as we said, big players that are missing. But I think we should just have a go. I mean, take the shackles off, and if we can play anywhere near the levels we played against Hull, there's no reason why we can't take on Watford and get a result. And a part of me admires Ishmael for this, because I know we lost to Birmingham, but when we went 1-1, so many managers in the past, probably sensibly so, would say, let's shut up shop here and get the draw. But he was still piling men forward to our own downfall in the end, that we conceded off a stupid corner that went wrong. But he was having a go. He was trying to win the game. And so many times as a Rovers fan, we've seen us, defend a 1-0 lead and then lose 2-1, or not be defensive and then make silly mistakes. It's nice to see everyone having a go. So there's no reason why we should go and fear Watford. They should be fearing us in this, some players we've got. I know we've got a new team, but we've got some talented players there, young, hungry lads. And to try and spin this negativity around, these guys are going to have a point to prove in England, and a lot of them are going to want to put themselves in the shop window to get a move to the Premier League, for argument's sake. So they've got nothing to lose, no fear. Have a go. We've got 2 weeks to train, get the team organised, and have a go. Why not?
Okay. Watch out for their new player, Irakundu, who's from Bayern Munich. He is sensational. Don't give any free kicks away. Watch out for him. Right, we're talking derbies, because at the same time that game, we've got Portsmouth Southampton back, Jason. It's the first time in 13 years, and can you believe that those two have met in the league? So that's got us questioning about derbies. And I know I joked before, are you missing Burnley? No one's missing Burnley, but what I meant by that was, are you missing having just... I know we've still got Preston, and that's probably getting as big as Burnley is at the moment, given the comments that go on social media. But yeah, do you miss having a fixture that you can all get up for and look forward to?
I am missing the Burnley fixture this year. Even though we get hammered every time we play them. You just do it as a fan. You want them derbies. That's why we've spoke about this last season. They're the first games you look for. When do we play Preston? When do we play Burnley? That's what it is. I'm looking forward to the derby. The Rovers 11 versus Blackburn. I'm looking forward to that.
We spoke to Derby fans and asked them what's the biggest derby, and they said, yeah, it's probably going to be Blackburn.
The derby is going to be a good one.
Okay.
But I do miss I am missing seeing that fixture on the fixture list. It's such a great event. Result aside, it's just a great thing to be part of. But the Preston games are always good, so we've got that one. I don't think we have any more this year, do we?
No. What is the biggest derby, Mark, for you then in the league this season? Now that we haven't got these.
Well, first and foremost, I'm unlike Jason. I'm glad we're not playing Burnley because it's just too much anxiety, and I can't be doing with it, especially in the current climate that we're in. The biggest, I think you've just mentioned. I think I'm looking forward to the Pompey Southampton game. I don't think they played each other for, like I said, for some time, have they? So again, I think that's very similar to the Rovers Burnley, where maybe people outside of the area don't really get it, maybe because they can just go, it's not a Man United, Liverpool, whichever. But I think that'll be a really tasty game. So I'd go with that one, to be honest.
What about the Sheffield one, bottom of the table clash?
6 points.
Yeah. Tom, when we asked our Birmingham City fans the same question this week, they said there's only one derby that's going to be big this season, which is the one which is going to get the most viewers into it, and that's going to be when Birmingham play Wrexham. Do you subscribe to what's going on in the Championship at all this season with this Hollywood gaze that we've got looking at matches? I mean, that Birmingham game you had last week, we had all American fans, and if you spotted on Twitter, commenting on Rovers' thread. It's incredible.
I think if it brings more eyes on the product, then it's a great thing. I mean, I've watched the Wrexham documentary, and it's fantastic what Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds have done. And I've started watching the Birmingham City one. I think any fan would be in denial totally if they said they wouldn't want a Hollywood actor to come and pump some serious money into their team. But I think they're going to be a lot of people's cup final this year, and they're going to want to put them in their place a little bit. I mean, when Blackburn played Wrexham last season, Wrexham got massively found out, and it was a second string pretty much Rovers team, and we just were all over them. But they've invested heavily in their team, and they got some good players. So I think. I mean, if it brings more attention on the clubs in the Championship, then why not? Because it's going to bring more money into the league. So crack on.
Right, we've finished our trilogy this week then of looking at the kits. We've done our home one. Louis was not a fan, Jason, last week of the away one, if I remember rightly, and this one then. Mark, I don't need to ask you whether you like this or not. So let's go to Jason.
Yeah, I bought it. It's in wash.
Okay.
It's in wash. No, I think that's the nicest kit we've got this year.
Yeah,
I thought our own kit was better last year. The away one, I like it for us to play in. I won't buy it. I won't walk down the street wearing that, looking like a giant Ferrero Rocher. Absolutely not. So. The third kit for me, the best kit we've got. It's the nicest third kit we've had for a long time, I think, is the third kit.
On the day it got released, Mark, all three of us bought it on the day it got released.
We did.
Okay.
Yeah, all three of us got it.
We were synchronised buying on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
What number are you into?
Mark?
Yeah, no, absolutely agreed. I think I know we were on a couple of weeks ago about the home kit, and I think, like I said, we all said it's very similar to last season. So just kept with last season's, but I agree. I don't mind the away kit, but out of the two, I think this is by far the best one. So it was a no-brainer to get this one this season.
Yeah, full house, Tom.
I loved it. I've got it as well, and got it on the day it came out. And my biggest concern was that I always get a player on the back of my shirts, and this year I gambled with Tronstad early doors, and I was concerned he was going to go because every single player I get on a shirt goes in about 2 years. It's embarrassing. So he's still there for now.
You're a dad. You should have the names of your kids on the back of your shirt. Yeah, come on.
Well, my little girl's got 4 Rovers kits already, and this year I've been told, 'cause she's a little girl, I've been told that I can't get her a shirt because they're all too boyish this year. But I'm gonna try and get her. She's got a pink one and she's got a yellowy one, and so we'll see.
Okay. Right. Cheers, you three. Thanks so much for all your comments. Thank you, of course, for commenting as well. Do drop us a comment as to whether you like the third shirt or not, and just tell us what you think of the transfer policy. Be keen to read some of these out next week. Right, enjoy your trip to Watford, you three. Fair old journey on a Saturday afternoon, but we'll be back in 14 days' time after watching some hopefully thrilling England games. I won't hold my breath though. We'll see you the other side of Watford. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.